friends, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope you already have an amazing day. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Yanni and I'm doing this all about Christmas channel. I want to keep this intro very short, so I only have to tell you that this channel you can find seasonal decor, daily decor and everything about Christmas. If you like this content, of course I hope you will consider subscribing and click the red button and give me a thumbs up. For today I made from Tumbling Tower Blocks a farmhouse clock. But I have to tell you that this was really a headache DIY. But don't worry, I made already the mistakes for you, so you don't have to make them anymore. So of course I hope you give it a try. Have fun watching. For this DIY we need, for our clock, we need our Tumbling Tower blocks. We need some numbers, and I know you see them backwards, but this is just from 1 until 10. And I have them in the white and I have them in the black. Of course, our glue gun and our glue stick. So these are the main pieces we need. And of course, later on we need a little bit of black schoolboy paint. But of course, you can choose any color you like. So this is what we need. For our clock, we are going to start with the back side, because this will be a little bit of a different clock you're probably used to. So we are going to make first the back side, and we're going to do it in pieces. So first what I'm going to do is just go the back side, and I'm going to do some make blocks of 3 like this. You see me doing this much more than right now. Everyone who is here already for a long time knows already a little bit how I make my DIYs like this. This is one, and what we're going to do, we are going to do this 9 times. So we make 9 blocks of 3 for the back side like this. This is already number 2 like this. And of course the rest I will skip forward a little bit faster. You see already we have our 9 piece of blocks of 3. So we are going to lay it over here. What we're going to do, we take again some blocks, and what we're going to do, we are going to make on the top side some glue, and we are going to glue this one and this one against each other, and we make a line of 4 like this. So just do some glue on the top again, lay your blocks again flat and squeeze it down like this, and number 4, and we need 2 of number 4 like this. Again, squeeze it, press it down, and remove your glue like this. And you see you already have one of them. Now we're going to make our second one for the back side like this, and again squeeze it and press it down, and again on this one. And everyone who is looking already on what I'm doing is already seeing that the blocks, like I always say, are not totally in one line, and they are not, every block has the same size. Sometimes they are a little bit thicker, and sometimes they are a little bit yeah, not totally straight, of course, a little bit off line. I always say like this. Now we already have 2 of number 4 like this, and you see already we have to remove our glue. Now we are going to do 1 of 3 like this, and then we almost have our back side of our clock. So we can start building the back side like this, and again squeeze it and press it down. This is 1, and now we're going to do the last one And of course, like I always say in every DIY, if you don't want to see how I make it or you find it too boring, I totally understand. Just skip forward and do the pieces you like. But of course, I hope you don't and you stay with me because I always love chatting with you. And if you have any question for me, let me know in the comments down below. So we have 2 of 3, 2 of 4, and we have our 9 pieces of 3. So what we're going to do, we are laying this aside and we take our pieces of, make sure that your mat is very flat because or else you have a lot of glue under it. So we take our pieces and what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue this one, but in the opposite direction, not next to each other, but like this. So I'm going to do some glue on the back side, on the side, like this, a line, and we are going to glue it together like this. Press it down, both of the pieces, and then we're going to take the third one and we are going to do this one on this side. Of course, glue it over here. And we are going to press this one down and against each other like this. And now we are going to make row number 3. But we are going to do it not this way, not totally on top of each other, but we are going to turn it and we are going to do it this way. Again, some glue and place it on top of this one. Squeeze it and press it down. Now we take the other one and we are going to do it this way. Of course, we have to look which is fitting a little bit of the best. So we are going to do this side with some glue and this side with some glue. And we are going to place it in between like this. Squeeze it and press it down. And keep it in place for a little second. And then the last one. And we are going to do again some glue on this side and some glue on this side like this. And we are going to place it in between, press it down and keep it in place like this. And now we do the last row. It's so easy to do again like this. I think I'm going to turn it a little bit. Yeah, I think I take this side. So again, some glue and we're going to place it on top of here like this. And if you look very carefully, I showed you in a moment, then you can really see the difference in sizes. And you see, this is not totally fitting really nice. So maybe I have to do it this way and maybe this one will be a little bit better. You see, this is not totally the great size. I think I go for this one. And you see, it's a little bit offline and I can try to do it, but I think this one will look the best. So we do this side and we do this side and we place it again in here, press it down, and now we're going to do this one. Of course, he's a little bit longer, but we have to work with it. And like this. And now we are going to place it, of course, in between and try to press it as much as you can. And if this is really bothering you, of course, you can take your sanding paper or your sanding tool and just go over and take a little piece of it. So you see, this is how he's looking like. And you see already on the top here, you see is a little bit longer than the other ones. That's the always the thing when the blocks are not totally straight. So before I'm going to do this one and this one, of course the front will be in, for me at least, in the wax color, but if you want to give it a color, then you have to paint it now. That's better if you do it later. And of course I do the back side totally in the furniture wax, so I can go further with my next step. That will be the tops. And you see already, if I place the tops, you see I have a little gap over here, but That for me is really hard to get away because I have to work with it what I have. I can't look for if maybe the other one will be a little bit more better, you see, but we keep having a little opening, and later on I will see what I can do with that. So, but for now I have to glue it, and I'm going to glue this one, of course, like this. And I will find a way to work away what I see, maybe with some, when you do the wax on top of it, it maybe will change a little bit, but I don't know, we will see. Like this. And remove your glue. Maybe I place something of a popsicle stick in between, so like just squeeze a little piece of wood inside. So we will see what I will do with it, but that's later. I will take the other one, and of course I have to look if I have to do it this side. Now I'm going to glue this side, of course, and place it against the underside like this. And again, now you have already a little piece of the back side. And now we do the sides, and then we also immediately have the legs for our clock. So I'm going to do some glue in here because or else I will be too late. I think this one is fitting very nicely. So just do some glue like this, and over here do it a little bit more, so, and now place it against each other, and again squeeze and press it down like this. Every time when you see some glue sticking out, because later when you paint it or you do some wax on it, it will be not a great sight to see. So I can't say it enough, and I really say it enough. I know you can sometimes don't, you can't hear it anymore, how much I say it, but I only do it for your best. And now we're going to do this one. I have to look if I have him this one or this side. You see already, this is totally offline. You see how different there is in the blocks. This package is really bad. So I have to work with it, and even the blocks are a little bit bend over, how you say it. In the Netherlands we say gebogen. So the Dutch word of this day is gebogen. That means it's not totally straight, but a little bit off line. So what we're going to do, and you see already what I did wrong, I don't need to glue the sides over here like this. And I am going to press it down, and you see already the mistake I made also with this side. Look, I have some glue over here, so I have to work away with it because I did already the mistake to glue this too far. So of course, don't make the same mistake like I do. I make the mistakes for you so you can do it without. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for what I can do with this piece in between, and then we're going to do the furniture back for the back side. I also wanted to show you how I fix my little open gap, because it will never be as great as it is normally when it would fit, but of course we have to make a solution. So what I did, I took a couple of the number 1 wooden letters I will use later for the clock. Of course I did cut off the top, and what I did some glue on each side, and I just pressed it in here. It is just a nice small little piece of wood, and I did 2 of the totally ones, and one with a little piece of this. And so I just fixed my open gap, but maybe you have something better, let me know. So I have to go over with my sanding tool, but I think it looks much better than the open gap. So I will I will do the sanding tool, and then we're going to do with some furniture wax. So I will use my very cheap brand, I always say, furniture wax, and I go over it. But if you want to paint it in totally, you can paint it, of course, in any color you like. And like I said earlier, if you just want to paint first this one in different colors, then you should have painted the 9 pieces a little bit earlier, because that's a little bit better than you have to go by the lines. So, but I'm going to give it this one a very rusty color. I will do both sides of our back side, and then I let it dry, and then in the meantime we are going to make the front of our clock. In the meantime, like I say, when our backside is drying a little bit, that the wax can suck into the wood, we are going to make the front. And for the front, we are going to start with 2 of 3, like this. This is 1. And of course, we are going to do and we already under the glue, you see already. I always make one big mess. Let me know if you are also such a DIY, which is always everything is under the mess. So I'm doing my best like this. And you see, now we have already 1 of 3. We are going to go further with again another one with 1 of 3 like this. And the last one like this. Squeeze it, press it down, and we have already the second one. Now we're going to make 1 of 4 again, like this. This is 1, and remove your glue, and we are going to do this one like this. And you see already every time I have to clean up my space, because or else you wouldn't see what I'm doing, because it is every time it is one big mess like this. And now the 4th one like this, and again try to get it as even as you can. This is number 4, and now we're going to do the last one like this. And I hope this package is a little bit more straight. At least the blocks are a little bit more straight than the other package, because there was a lot of blocks which were not really okay, like this. But in front of a clock, I don't like that there are really openings, so I really hope that this piece is a little bit better than the other one. So you see, now we already have the sides again. The sides I will do in some furniture wax. So we are going to lay this apart. This 2 and this 2 are apart. And what we're going to do, we are going to again make 3 blocks on the sides like this. And we are going to glue this together. And we're going to do this one. And of course, like we did, and you see already this one is really short, so I'm really going to take this one off, because or else I really get don't get a nice side. So you see, this one is really the perfect size. So I'm going to make 9 of this one. We have our 9 pieces of blocks of 3. So what I'm going to do the same like I did with the back side. I'm going to glue the sides together. Of course, I have to do a little bit glue of my glue gun, because he's leaking a little bit. So I have to see if what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the first one like this, and I'm going to glue them together this way. Try to get them as even as you can. And I'm going to do again this one also on this side, and I'm gluing this parts together like this. And even you see already in this package, if you see in the middle, you see already it's also here a little gap. It's only a small one, but you see, we will work that away later. What we're going to do, we are going to do this one in the opposite direction again, like this. And we're going to lay it over here, squeeze it and press it down. And we're going to do this one. And of course, try to look if everything is fitting a little bit okay, like this. And then you're going to glue it, because you can better look first before you're going to glue it, because or else you already have it already on your piece, and then you still need to redo it like this. And I am squeezing really hard right now because I want to have it on the right place. And now we are going to do this one also over here. I'm going to look, he's a little bit shorter, and I'm going to look if I like it over here a little bit better. And also he is a little bit shorter. It doesn't matter which block I will take. This one is also a little smaller, so I have to deal with it if I like it or not. So I have to do some glue over here and on this side, like this, and we're going to glue it on here, and I try to fill it up like this. And now the last ones, of course, you see already this one is not agreeing with me to glue. I did a little bit too much of too less glue, and again squeeze it, and you can easily repair it like this. I'm going to give it a little bit more glue, and I'm going to place it over here like this. And we are almost there. We only need this one, and again some glue on both sides like this, and we are going to squeeze it in again like this. And the last one, and then you already have to, you don't have to hear me to talk much more, because we are almost there. And of course on the underside I need some glue this way, and now we're going to glue this also together like this, and I squeeze it and press it down because we want to have a nice piece. And with the back side we did some gluing already, but now we are going to give this one a black color, because I use the schoolboy paint for the front, and then later we are going to do the rest. So I have here my schoolboy paint. Of course it is a very cheap brand, so but take any paint you like. I'm just going to do over it, I think one time will be more than enough. So I will do the whole piece, and then we're going to do the next step. Our paint is almost dried. What we're going to do, because we are going to need some numbers, of course, I'm going to do the 12, the 3, 6 and 9 on top of here, and I use the blank numbers, of course. So I will use the 12 on top of here like this. And of course I'm going to lay them down just to see how it is looking like this. It's just only to look, and then later we are going to glue them. And of course we are going to do the 3 and the 6, of course. I hope I have the 6. Yes, I have the 6 like this, and the 9 over here. So this is just always look before you glue it, look how it is looking for you. And when we have this one, we are going to glue this on top of here, and then we are going to do in the middle, we are going to make the yeah, I don't know, the I have to I have to look it up because how the here in the Netherlands we call them wijzers, but I think you call them hands if I am correct. I think you call them hands, so I'm going to make them over here. So, but I show you that later. And right now I'm going to glue them on top of here. I have the numbers on the place that I want to have them, so I'm going to pick up a number. Just do your glue on top of there on the back side, and of course if you can you can use also a sticker letter, so I'm going to use this one, but of course you can use your own letters or numbers. And of course I say letters, but of course you also can give it a name. You can give the, of course every clock has its brand, so that's also something you can do, that you place a little brand over here. And now I'm going to place the 6, and of course turn them over and do some glue under here. And now we're going to place them also in the middle, like here. And now we're going to do the 12. Turn it over, and of course I know you don't see it the right way, but later you will see the right way. This is 1, and now we're going to do the 2, and again some glue. And I use this glue, but of course you can use wood glue also. So I have to be sure that I have the 12 on the right spot, like this. And now I let it dry, and then I take a dry brush and I'm going to wipe away the threads of the glue, because we don't want to have them over here. You see already? Just take a brush and wipe them off, like this. What we're going to do, we need some hands for on top of here. What I'm going to do, because I want to keep it, make this DIY with my tumbling tower block. So what did I do? I took some of this block 1 and I did cut them in half. So I made a line and I just did cut them in half, and I just made simple point on this one. So I show you what I mean. This is the block, and I made, you see, I can show it you a little bit better like this. It's very easy, but you also can do, if you don't have a saw laying around, of course the hand saw is not really the greatest thing, because you need to go exactly in the middle of this one. Maybe your husband can do it, or maybe someone else, but be careful, because it is very tricky to do them in half this way. And of course the little points. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place, I think maybe this one. So I have to glue them. You can glue them this way, so you can do it this way in the middle. Just do whatever you think is right, and you can do it this way. You can do any way you like. I think I'm going for a little bit like this. So I will glue this one a little on the back side, a little round like this. And I think I am going for over here like this, and I keep it in place for a little moment like this. And now I'm going to look if I have him. I think I want to have him like here, so I do also a little bit of glue on this side, and I'm going to place him over here like this. And now I'm going to get a little round, and I'm going to do this, but which is looking like a screw. So I'm going to do a little round over here. I was looking and looking which one I could look like a little round. Of course, I can do it with some marker on top of here, but I don't like it. I think it needs to pop out a little bit. So I was looking and I found my googly eyes, and they are a little bit thicker. Like you see, they have a little bit, not totally flat, but a little bit more bigger. So I'm going, and he is fitting exactly on top of here, but it looks a little bit strange to do a googly googly eye. So what I'm going to do, I take my schoolboard paint and I'm going to paint this one in the black color, so totally the sides, everything, so nothing reminds me of that it is a googly eyes, like this. And I let it dry for a couple of minutes because schoolboard paint is always drying very fast, so even googly eyes you can use as looking like a little screw on top of here. I did my clock now already on my other mat, and I'm going to place the sides because we still need to wax them later on. So first we're going to do this side and this side, and this side of course in between, like this, like this. And we have to turn this one over, I see already, because I was hoping that this package of blocks was a little bit better, but he isn't, so I have to work with it again like this. So I'm going to glue everything together. So I will start with the top, of course, like this, and use enough glue because we don't want that pieces are falling apart. So like this. And now I'm going to place this one on top. Of course I have to work with it. Squeeze it real hard. Like this. And of course I am really squeezing hard. I hope you also have a little bit for in your hand. So don't do it too heavy, because or else you will hurt yourself, because that's not the way you have to do a DIY. But like this. Now I am going to glue first this piece on here. I need some glue again, and I'm going to do some glue like this. And I will use enough glue. Of course my glue gun doesn't work anymore. Always when I want to glue a big piece, of course again like this, place it against each other like this way, squeeze it real hard, and like this. And now we're going to place the underside against this piece. So like this. I'm sorry that this will also again will be a little bit of a longer DIY, because I have to show you everything, but I hope you don't mind, and please, I hope I don't bore you. So like this. And now we're going to do the last one, but this one is very easy because you only need to glue it, and then we're going to see how bad the damage will be, how much the blocks are going separate from each other. So we have to see like this. And now I'm going to place it on here like this, and again squeeze it real hard as you can, like this. And then we almost have our top already finished. For only what we need to do is wax the front like this. And now of course I will show you like this. And I know you see the letters, the numbers backwards, but don't worry, you see the right way later. I will go on to take my furniture wax and we are going to wax it. Now we only need to do the sides with our furniture wax, but of course if you want to paint it, then you should have painted first before you're going to glue it on top of here. But I only need to wax it, so I'm going to do it right now. So, but I won't bore you with that. You see it when we are going to put the clock together. Here you see both parts of our clock, and I took a piece of kitchen towel and I did go over both of the pieces, and I wiped out the furniture wax, which was a little bit too much. So I'm going to go over it and just make it smooth so we can glue them together. So what we're going to do, because I'm going to place them aside like this, and I'm going to do this one on the side like this. Maybe I can show it you a little bit in camera because this is a little bit too high. I place them on the same length and I'm going to take some block and I'm going to look how wide I want to have my clock so I can glue this one on top of here. I took the camera a little bit closer and I turn it sideways, and this is what I did because it was a little bit hard to glue it together. So I am going to place them together, and I did some glue on each side on this block and I just glued it together. And now I'm going to do it in some furniture wax, and I did it on both sides, and of course later on we're going to give it a little bit of a top. So I did the side in some furniture wax, and now I took two of the blocks and I glued them together like this, so you get two on top of each other. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue them on here. You can glue them this way or maybe the other way up flat, but I'm going to glue it this way on top of here. It gives also a little more strength to you, and I'm going to do a little maybe a bead or maybe something else. I have to look, but of course we will work this off. So I'm going to glue this on top of here, and then we're going to do this also in some furniture wax. And you see now already the top of our clock, and what I took this one, and of course a little bit of a bigger one and a little bit of a smaller one. I hope that this one looks very nice, so I think I'm going for this one. So I'm going to glue it on top of here, and I think I'm going to do it in the black color. So I will first paint it in the black color, and then I'm going to glue it on top of here as a finishing touch, and then our clock will be ready. And it was really, I have to be honest, this was really a headache project because nothing did go the way I wanted to. So bear with me. He is almost finished. So I will paint this, and I'm going to glue it on top of here, and then you see the end result of our clock. And here you see, after a lot of struggling and headache, my farmhouse Tumbling Tower Blocks clock, and I'm so happy how he turned out. He looks so cute, and I show you a quick impression with a Christmassy feeling, but this is just a clock you can use all year round in your decor. So I really hope you give it a try because I made already the mistakes for you. So in a moment I showed you a little bit closer, but for now I want to thank you so much for being here and spending a little moment of your day together with me. Of course, if you needed the link for this channel and the link for our main channel, go over to our description box. For now, I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful Saturday, and of course, have a nice rest of your weekend. And if you see it on a weekday, I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful week. And everyone, I hope to see you Wednesday.